Hey guys, it's Ray from the Hudson Valley Biker Network, and I'm joined with Eddie and Alex also. And we have a special guest tonight. We're bringing Dale Handel from Blackthorne Resort live to you guys via Zoom. And Dale's up there at Blackthorne. We're going to talk a little bit about what Blackthorne is, how Dale got into doing these events and stuff like that. He's doing a lot of motorcycle events up there. They have a big one coming up this weekend, and then a big one in September. So we want to bring Dale on board, and we're glad that he's here with us. So everybody, this is Dale Handel, owner of Blackthorne Resort in East Durham, New York. Hey Dale, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Flattered you guys have me on with you.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for coming on board and talking with us today. I know we just went up to your place a couple weekends ago and had a great time up there and got to see it. A lot of the guys for the first time, and they were really impressed with the place. So
Well, we thank you too. My family really appreciates it. Yeah.
We had about 100 bikes go up there, right?
Yeah, there was a lot. You filled it up.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. That was my first time being up there, and I gotta tell you, I was blown away. I wasn't expecting that. You know, that was something that I've always dreamed of having for the Hudson Valley Biker Network, or for us to get involved with something like that. And that when you seen your place there at Blackthorne, I was like, wow, this is perfect. This is everything that we need to to bring people together the way we want. And you have the venue.
Well,
so
we got to work on that.
yeah, we're looking forward to working with you on a lot of other things.
Yeah. Yeah, and next time you're up, we'll have time. I'll show you all around the place. It's much bigger than what you saw.
Wow.
There's about 150 acres here.
oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So how did Blackthorne get started? How was this founded?
26 years ago we started. My family owned a horse ranch and a small amusement park, and we did go-karts, and we did horseback riding and things like that. And we ended up buying this resort, and we've been doing the resort ever since. So it's the motorcycle thing. My brother and I, we've been into motorcycles since we were kids, and my brother is 6 years older than I am. So I would ride it and break it, and Roy would fix it. That was our deal, and we just been going at it like that ever since. And of course, it's evolved into all of our family. My brother's wife and myself and my brother. We're all partners, and we've been running this resort. It was my mom and dad originally. My father's from Germany, my mother's from Queens, and they moved up here and started the horses. And my mom always loved everything Western, so my brother and I were named after Roy Rogers and Dale Evans, and so we did the horses and took out trail rides and night rides, pony rides, hay rides, that kind of thing. And when we bought the resort, my brother and I wanted to do a motorcycle event, and a promoter came here and started a motorcycle festival, but he didn't do well. So we asked him. He said he didn't want to do it any longer, and we said, well, would you be all right if we took it over? He said, sure. I don't want no part of it. My brother and I, we started doing it, and the first couple of years, there was only a couple hundred bikes that came to it. It wasn't huge, and it evolved into Catskill Mountain Thunder. And the funny thing is I can talk to folks like yourselves, and you're an hour away, and sometimes people know of us, and sometimes people have no idea about us. So like getting on a station with you guys and talking and chatting about it, it's great, because hey, more people get to know my family and see what we're all about, the stuff we do here, and we do a lot of, it's evolved. We do runs, motorcycle runs. I've had the National Norton Rally here several times. I have Ramapo 500 comes here. You folks have come here, and I have a lot of different clubs that come up and make this a party here at the resort or the other places that we have in the area. So the bikers have been really, really good to us. Even through this whole COVID thing, a lot of groups are scared and they don't want to go to a resort. Well, anytime I've done anything biker, every weekend the bikers are at the takeout window getting food and drink, and it's just, for us, that's like a saving grace. They've really supported us in full force, even publicly, and just really good. They have their runs here. They have, and group after group comes in, and I, I'm humbled and I am so appreciative of it. My family greatly appreciates it.
We had talked a little bit about that when we were there at your resort, and you had mentioned that sometimes, like to your point, you said that sometimes you go out and even locally, and people won't know where Blackthorne is or what Blackthorne is all about, and so us here at the HVBN, that's one of our main focuses is to really, promote local businesses, to really get your name out there to all the rest of the biker community, so that we all know who you are, and especially that resort that you have is fantastic. So our big focus is just that, is to gather everybody together, in a unified thing, and go for rides and end up at places like your place and promote you and stuff like that. So, we're real appreciative of what you do, and I want to make sure that the rest of the community knows exactly what you do, and so that we can, help each other out.
My brother and I are like that too. When we do our runs, we try not to do anything too commercial. We want it more family oriented. The last run we did, we stopped at this place called Ethel's Tater Barn, and it's this woman. She has this huge old potato barn. It was a potato storage warehouse, but it's a barn, old 200-year-old barn with hand-hewn beams, and it's huge. And she caters parties there, like birthday parties, and they'll do some weddings and stuff like that, and it's in a big, huge field. And, we just pull the bikes all in there. We had, I don't know, 100, 150 bikes, and we pull in on her lawn, and it's all her gardens. And Ethel, she's quite a character, she comes out and she's in her 80s, and her daughter is there, and the son-in-law, and they lay out the red carpet for us, and just talking to her is fun,
That's awesome.
So yeah, I get that. I like more family businesses too. Yeah.
Those are the smaller shops too. I mean, look at Ray and I. This was totally unplanned, by the way. Ray and I, we jump onto our Zoom meeting and we're wearing the same exact shirt from one of our sponsors, Eastside Speed Shop.
So this interview is brought to you by Eastside Speed Shop in Ellenville, New York.
It's sponsored by Eastside Speed Shop. Ben and those guys are fantastic over there, and I haven't heard one complaint from that shop, and these guys are fantastic. So if you get a chance, go check them out.
One of the only shops around too with a dyno.
Fantastic.
Dale, you've got an event coming up next weekend. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
It was an unplanned one. We did so great with the last spring run, and everyone was like, well, we'd love to do another ride. Let's go on another ride. The weather was perfect. Everything was great, So I said to my family, I said, let's do another one. We have, and like I was saying before, we have a lot of groups that have canceled, older family reunions, things like that. And I have a lot of empty weekends this whole summer. So we've planned another one, and we're hoping people will book rooms and come and stay and hang out with us and do another ride. We did the rodeo games in the field, and we didn't really tell anybody where we were going because, nobody wants to know that 100 people are descending on any town or anywhere nowadays,
Yeah.
So we just did our ride, and it was great. The weather, it was the perfect day. It was like the day you guys came up. The weather was gorgeous.
Yep.
It
was.
Yeah, it's been real good riding weather. I was just saying earlier, I haven't done so much riding as this year. We started in Daytona. My brother and I and my buddy Joe, we went down to Daytona, and I think we put 1,500 miles on in the week we were there. And then just right, it was cold here, and I was riding. I got a new bike, and I'm just like, I'm on the road, man. That's it.
That's awesome. What kind of bike do you have?
I got a Street Glide, a
Nice.
custom
Harley
Street
guy.
Glide. Yeah, it's a little chopped in the front end, 26-inch tire. It's pretty cool looking bike. Yeah,
Hear
it's
that,
got
Alex?
a full yacht body on it. Yeah.
Hear that, Alex? Another Harley guy.
What I do?
You're outnumbered, buddy. So what other amenities do you have on the resort?
We have, it's a resort, and we have every kind of accommodation. We have rooms that are a step above camping, right on up to rooms with jacuzzis in them. So there's a whole variety of different rooms that we have, but we also have camping. We have RV hookups, full, water, electric, sewage hookups. And we have tent sites. We have bars. We have a little tiki bar. We have a huge pool here. We have several different bars at the hotel. A large dining room. Most of our like weekends, we don't just do motel room, but it's like a whole package you get, for $150 or whatever. I'm not certain of the rate. Don't quote me, anyone. But anyway, it's about that. For a weekend, you get Friday night buffet, Saturday morning breakfast and dinner, and then Sunday morning breakfast. And so your meals are all part of your package, and you come in and then we do our runs and stuff around that, So, you can come and camp and buy into the meals, and you can do it any way you like, We have hiking trails here. We have fishing ponds here. We have a lot of stuff going on. The campers have a lot of little parties that they do. Friday nights, they do beat the clock in the beer garden bar, and, there'll be 100, 150 people out there, just having a good time. So, and that was the other thing. That's the one thing that's the camping has saved us this year too, where a lot of our weekends we had to, just cancel them, or groups had canceled. The camping, we built a lot more seasonal sites. So that was the one way we were able to make a little money, and that'll help keep us afloat through this thing, because it's been really tragic. It's a businessman's death sentence, this whole COVID,
Yeah. It's tough, but like you said before, a lot of people are doing a lot of riding. I know that I've done a ton of riding since this whole thing started. And I think I read somewhere that it was like the #2 activity that people are doing now, that now that they're kind of quarantined and staying home and stuff like that. Everybody's just can't stop us from traveling. I mean, you can't get any more social distant than that. You know what I mean? We're getting on a motorcycle and just riding,
right,
and having a good time, Unfortunately, we can't stop at certain places, you know what I mean? But now that things are starting to open up with phase 2, and I believe phase 3 is coming up soon, right?
Phase 3.
Monday?
Yeah, I think we're almost into phase 3 here.
Yeah. So I think phase 3 is coming out real soon. So you should start seeing some of that business coming right back,
Yeah.
So that'd be good. That'd be good.
So, Dale, you've got your big event coming up in September, and that's Catskill Mountain Thunder. And that's what you guys are really known for, in the biker community. We're talking upwards towards usually about 10,000 plus at that event.
We get about 10,000 people at that. Yeah. That's our big one. That's like our pet project. My brother, my family, we've done so much work over the years on that. You want me to tell you a little about that?
Absolutely.
Sure.
We've been coming for the last year. Great time. So.
Catskill Mountain Thunder is evolved over the years. I've had bike builders of, every kind of caliber here. I've had, one of our regular builders that comes every year is Ron Finch. And if you're familiar with him, he's legendary. He's worked with all the big builders, and he's 82 years old, and he's just been doing it his whole life. He's lived biker his whole life, And then I have guys like Rhett Rotten and the Wall of Death. He's been on Motorcycle Mania, a couple different TV shows, and he's very cool, dude. He's very, very cool. Known him for many years. And did I lose you? No, I didn't.
No, you're good.
But anyway, who else? We have bands. I've had 38 Special. I've had Marshall Tucker, the Outlaws. I've had Blue Oyster Cult. Last year I had Drowning Pool. This year I have Buck Cherry booked at it. I've had bands like the Razorbacks. They played down in Daytona. They're kind of, a standard band down there that's always at all the big shows. They do, Iron Horse and Broken Spoke and all the different, the Vault, they're on Main Street a lot, but this year they kind of jumped around in Daytona. And I have extreme motorsport jumpers. They do the backflips on the dirt bikes. And I have the Ball of Steel. I don't know if the Uralis family, they're kind of famous. They do a lot of circuses and stuff, but they've been doing this for generations. And they're just, it's like there'll be 5 bikes in a globe with a person standing in it, and they're all buzzing around, and they're amazing family, Yeah. I got a lot of really cool things that go on at it. But spaghetti wrestling.
Yeah, spaghetti wrestling and fire eating.
An aerial burnout lift. I can tell you a little about that. Years back, we had a big flood in the bar, and one of the bike riders came in and said, "Hey, can I come in and do a burnout in the dance floor?" My brother and I were like, "Well, yeah, sure, go ahead. There's nothing you can really ruin now." And we had to replace the whole floor anyway, So he came in and he did a burnout in the bar, and it started 2 things. First, we came to realize burnouts in the bar aren't such a good idea, because the smoke just makes everyone choke and you lose all your bar customers, But burnouts in the bar are very cool, It's cool and it's not cool all in one, So we were like, well, we got to keep doing the burnouts. So we decided the next year we would do the burnouts out in the beer garden, which was just outside the bar. But the same problem, the smoke chokes everyone out, So my brother and I got talking, and I said, well, what about a scissor lift? We get the bikes up on a scissor lift and we lift it up. But the problem is they're kind of flimsy. So we took an auto stacker, and we bought an auto stacker, and we kind of retrofitted it. My brother and I welded it, and we changed it around a little bit. We put trussing on it, and we put disco lights on it, and we put like a light tree on it, and we strobe lights, and we have these torches that blow these 20-foot flames up in the air, and the bikes ride up onto the lift. We lift the bike up in the air about 15 feet in the air, and then the guys do a burnout. And one of the things that we also do is where they burn out, we put a plank there, and on the plank is our Catskill Mountain Thunder logo. So the wheel burns out on the wooden plank, gets lots of smoke, right? And then they get the plank for a souvenir afterward. So whoever does a burnout on our burnout lift gets a Catskill Mountain Thunder plank with their burnout on it. So something unique that we came up with. And, then we got a lot of guys came up to us and they were like, well, you guys got to patent that. You can't let someone take that idea. That's too cool an idea, So, my brother and I were like, we better patent it. So we patented it. But I don't know, no one's ever approached us about buying the idea.
Not yet.
Yeah. My brother and I thought, we were married at the time, and we thought, hey, you know what? This will be our ticket to Daytona and to Sturgis. We'll be able to take this thing on the road and put it on a trailer, make it mobile, and we can make money in the wintertime and be around bikers,
Nice.
So that was the thought. We never made it mobile, though. So there's stuff going on the entire weekend here. There's lots of bands, lots of activity. We have, we do a martini hour. We give free martinis to all the guests.
Nice.
So that it comes with anyone that comes into the event. And there's a little gas station in the middle of the field, and there's very rockabilly bands playing, and we do a martini hour, and you can get a martini, a dirty martini, or purple martini, or an apple martini, or whatever you want. And that's part of the package when you come to Catskill Mountain Thunder. There's a lot of stuff that we do. I mean, and then there's so many people, they create their own stuff now. Like they come in and they camp, and there's one group, they have this school bus. It's called the Hogtown Hilton, and it's got poles in it, and they have dancers that dance in it, and you know, the whole festival takes a life of its own. Once it gets going, it's insane. Guys come with monster trucks. They come. It's just everything there.
Wow.
It's totally like chaos, but like cool chaos, not dirty, insane chaos. Some shows can get like nuts. This show is pretty cool.
Okay.
It's insane. You got all that stuff going on. And how many days is the Catskill Thunder? Is it just a weekend, or is it like
We
4
start on
days?
a Wednesday and we go to a Sunday.
Wednesday to Sunday.
No, we go from a Wednesday to a Sunday. But like a lot of my vendors and a lot of the people, I mean, I get people from Tennessee, I get people from Florida, I've had people from Texas that come. They come a week in advance. They come, you know, this Saturday before, and they stay the whole week. And the beginning of the week they go out riding. There's a lot of this area, the Catskills. It's great to ride a bike. It's not commercialized. You know, I mean, when you go into Lake George, it's really cool and all, but you got a lot of traffic. There's a lot of people on the roads and stuff. Here, it's not like that. It's very rural, and it's you know, the northern Catskill Mountains. So you have High Peak Mountain is right near here, and you drive up Route 23. There's a 5-state view. There's the roads in this area are just, for bike riding, I feel like they're the best in the world. I've ridden all over, and I like it here. Yeah.
I can't wait to go up there. I've never been to Catskill Mountain Thunder. I know Ray has a few times, and he raves about it. So I'm really looking forward to getting up there.
We're gonna get Alex's Gold Wing on the burnout area.
You know, I had a guy one year, he brought this Forget up on that lift, and it was so stretched, we had to put it on an angle to get it on because it was such a long bike.
Wow.
And I mean, the tire, it had to be a $500-600 tire. It was huge, wide, big, massive tire. Everything about this bike screamed big bucks. You know, this guy burnt that tire right off the frickin' rim. He burned out and burned out and burned out until that, and all the custom paint on the back of that, I can imagine what that cost. The rubber was all melted onto the fender. My brother and I are like, this guy's crazy. He's got money to throw away. You know, he burned it right up. He burned it right up, right off the goddamn rim.
I tell you what, if I do the Gold Wing on the burnout, Ray's got to dance on the pole inside the school bus.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm all over that just to see that Gold Wing do a burn.
I'm taking the bets. I'll take all the bets.
On that school bus, they have a big flat platform on top of the school bus. They bring a loader and they load the bike up onto the platform to do a burnout on top of the school bus.
Wow.
That's just one of like, and there's, and you know what? I'm forgetting one of the cool, I have this girl, Truna. She's a bartender. She's a professional barmaid, and she does all of the big bike shows all over the country. She's in Sturgis, she's in Daytona, she's everywhere. And Truna, she's gorgeous, and she blows fire. She'll get up on the bar, and in the middle of the night, she'll blow these huge flames of fire. And someone that works with her, and she works off of stilts, and she does stilt walking, and she does shots. She'll walk up to people and pour the shots right down their throat, you know. There's just, Catskill Mountain Thunder is very, very cool. If you guys come up for it, you'll have a blast. There's a lot going on. Do you see my brother?
What's going on?
That's my brother. and that's Molly right there. So in the summer months, we have a lot of family reunions and kids and stuff. But once school starts again, you know, it's our off season. So September, to get people to come up, and it's hard to get families to come up and stay at the resort, you know. So the bikers, though, it's been great. They come, you know, and they come from all over.
So as far as Blackthorne moving forward, what do you see for Blackthorne in the future?
Well, my brother's boy, Austin, and my son, Ethan, they both have an interest in taking over. So, you know, and my other kids, they're a little bit younger, but, you know, we'll see where they want to go at it, you know. My daughter, she's going off to be a lawyer. My brother's daughter's got a professional job up in Vermont, and his other son is a chef. So, you know, they're not getting into it, but I see our two boys really taking over, and they're shining. They're working hard, and they're coming up with some really good stuff. And like my brother and I are into motorcycling. My nephew, he's into making. He makes things. He does a lot of blacksmith work, and he has this friend Jimmy DeResta, and he's helped him do on this thing here called the Makers Camp, and it packs our place on Columbus Day weekend, you know, in October, where, you know, so and that's like each of us, you know, my brother and I decided when we bought the resort that we would do things that we kind of dug. You know, you can be in the resort business and still do the stuff you like motorcycling, you know.
Right, yeah.
So, you know, that's what we do. My son Ethan, both boys, my brother gave his son his custom Softail, and I gave my son my custom Softail. And we've been taking them out and riding with them, and that's been, this past spring, one of the best things that I've ever done is taking my son with me and going out riding and teaching him how to ride the bike and getting up on the mountain. And, you know, it's very, very cool. And he loves it. He loves the bike, and he's just, Dad, come on, let's go for a ride, you know. And I'm like, yeah, all right, let's go. Nice. And it's just cool, you know, when your son says that to you, you're like, all right. And this year was a rough year, you know. He lost his grandmother and lost her to COVID, and he you know, so he's had a hard time of it, and he's graduating. So like the senior year, the kids got totally roughed this year, you know, with the whole COVID thing, that he's in track and he's in sports and stuff. And so, you know, he's like, let's go for a motorcycle ride. And I'm like, yeah, let's go, you know. So that's been real cool, you know.
You know, I ride with my daughters a lot. Guys that know me, they know I always travel with my kids. And, you know, I always thought that the best thing in the world was riding with my daughter on the back, you know. And, you know, now she's turning 16 this year, and she doesn't ask me for a driver's license for a car. Like, she doesn't want me to take it for, you know, her permit for her driver's license. She wants to get her motorcycle permit.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Like, that was like the best thing I could have ever heard, you know.
Yeah, very cool.
She's talking about what bike she's going to get and stuff like that, you know. So
what does she want?
She just wants something small, you know, like you know, we were kind of talking about, she said that she wants like, I used to have the Sportster back in the house, this little blue 1200 that I sold to a cousin of mine. And she really liked that one. And you know, we talked about it. I said, it's small enough for you. You know, I think you can handle that. It'd be good for you. You know, she's tall. She's like 5'6", 5'7". You know, she's.
So
you know,
she wants a Harley too?
Honda.
Oh yeah.
Honda.
She wants a
Honda Shadow.
Honda
Shadow.
Honda's in this house.
That's it.
So
one more Harley rider.
I can't wait for the day that she says, "Hey, Dad, come on, let's go for a ride." You know, that'll be something else.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. I wasn't sure if my son would be into it or not, but he's like, "Oh, come on, Dad, you went without me riding today. What are you doing?" You know.
That's cool.
So it's been real cool. Yeah.
Delton, this week coming up, starting what day, what time, and where? Give us the exact location of where Blackthorne is. And
Blackthorne Resort is 348 Sunside Road in East Durham, New York, with the northern Catskill Mountains. If you use like GPS, put Cairo, New York. It's a town next to us. We're actually East Durham, New York, but GPS reads Cairo. So if you're looking to come up here that way, it's good to give us a call and definitely book a room, you know. And we're going to be leaving Saturday morning, probably lining up around 9:30, and we're going to be heading up toward Adirondack Harley. And we haven't really told a lot of people the stops that we're doing, just because we just want to come in and go, you know. But the ride is beautiful. It's a real nice ride up through there. And you know, Adirondack Harley will be doing something nice for us there. And then we got some really cool there's going to be a little stop in the woods. We have this little wooded area that we're going to be stopping in, and we've got a real cool surprise there, you know. some other stuff. I mean, my brother and I and my family, we think up different things. We think out of the box. So when you come on the run, you'll have fun. We have breakfast here Sunday, and then people check out and head back home. So and the other thing too, we do the rodeo games. We do the tire toss, the slow ride race. We do the weenie bite, and just some fun stuff when we get back from the run. And there'll be food and stuff up at the pavilion, and like big barbecue going on up there. And so that's pretty cool as well.
And that happens Saturday night?
Yeah, yep, Saturday night. Yep. And then we got some, friends. I don't know if you know the guys from Shovelhead. There's a band in Connecticut that plays, and they come and they hang out with us. And there's another guy that's going to be there, and there'll be a lot of stuff happening. They'll enjoy it.
Very cool.
Great, awesome.
And you guys, you're welcome to come. If you want to come up. I'll put a room aside for you and come up and enjoy the weekend.
Thank you.
Awesome. Be our guest, please. I appreciate putting us on the show here.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to go. I'm going to go for the Saturday to Sunday. So I'll definitely be up there trying to get as many photos and videos as I can, and help keep pushing you guys out. I think what you're doing is great. Everything that you're doing is.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to do a live video with you.
What's that?
I'd love to do a live video with you.
Yeah, when we get up there, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely do that.
And the one thing is that Blackthorne is in our backyard, so we're just super excited to have a venue like yours available to the motorcycle community that we can partner with and let everybody know that's there. So we've been doing a lot of different things lately, a lot of those birthday parades and stuff lately due to the pandemic.
Right.
But we did have our ride. Well, the first ride we did of the season was the one where we stopped off to your place. We put that together in 2 weeks, and we had 91 bikes.
Well, the next time, my brother and I want to come down and go on one of your rides.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Definitely. You let me know. That happened on the same weekend, so it was rough. But the next time you guys got something going on, let us know, and we'll bring our crew.
Always swing up through and pick you up along the way.
Either way, yeah, we're game either way. We'll come down there. You come up here. We'll make it work.
Dale, thanks again for joining us here and giving us some insight as to what is Blackthorne, and telling us a little bit about your family and your place. And we really look forward to all the events that you've got going on throughout this year, and we're happy to be part of those events and bringing our members up to your place and letting them see what we've seen. So we're pretty excited about that.
Same here. Thank you.
And there's hopefully going to be more with the Hudson Valley Biker Network and Dale Handel of Blackthorne in the coming months. I know we are working on something very big for the motorcycle community. Hopefully to happen in October of this year. And we're really excited to get those details going. We're going to be sitting down together and working those details out. So really looking forward to that.
One other thing too to remember, October, we do a killer haunted house. I mean, it's very, very cool. If ever you're on Facebook, check out Massacre Mansion at Blackthorne Resort. It's a really cool haunted house, and that would be there for you guys too if they come up. My buddy Tommy and I, and our friend Rob, we've been doing a haunted house for good 25 years now of the resort, and it's very, very neat. You'll like it. Different. Wow. Yeah. So that'll be there too if you come up, and we'll make something cool.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Dale.
All right. Thank you. You guys have a good night.
All right. Take care.
You too.
All right.